Hey everybody, it's Chainsaw Reacts back once again with another reaction. Today, guys, of course, we are continuing the Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes. This is Season 1, Episode 2, entitled Thor the Mighty. Now, on Disney Plus, it is labeled as Episode 4 of Season 1, and that is not the case. It's really confusing. Like, for some reason, Disney Plus put out, I think it's called Breakout Part 1 and Part 2 first, and then Iron Man is born, and then it continues on, that kind of stuff. And I'm like, I want to follow it in the right order, so you guys are reaching out saying, all of the individual episodes, whatever, are before the two-parter or whatever that Disney has listed first. And then on top of that, people are like, also, look at the Wikipedia and look at IMDb, look at all these different places, and look for production order, because that's the right order in terms of story, because, they're creating these episodes in order, essentially, so look at the production order. So Episode 1, which was Episode 3 on here, Iron Man is Born, which I really enjoyed that episode. I like the introduction. The intro was kind of cool. So people are asking, hey, what you think of the intro song? I'm like, it's pretty interesting, but I really liked how the first episode set up Iron Man and set up Nick Fury, and then this big reveal where it's like Grim Reaper shows up at the vault, right? And then he not Grim Reaper, but Von Strucker, the guy who basically started Hydra, touched Nick Fury's face and the white on his hair, and he got older from that and everything. So they basically just did all that within one episode. A lot of craziness, and Iron Man fighting freaking Hydra and stuff, attacking the United Nations or whatever. A lot of crazy shit. And so the very next episode is Thor the Mighty, which I'm excited to get into this and see their interpretation of Thor. And then we're slowly going to start seeing the other Avengers in the next couple episodes. And then, apparently, we're going to see them come together. So I'm pretty excited. So here we go, guys. The next episode in this journey, this new show. Let's get into it now, guys. Thor the Mighty. Let's go. The boss? Who's the boss?
The gamma energy emitter. All units respond to a possible code blue. Code blue? Never heard of that.
I have supervillains.
Okay. Code blue, supervillains. I'm not sure who that is. Don't recognize him? It's like, that's Juggernaut, kinda. It's not, but it seems like it is. Holy crap! Yeah, the police can take on these guys.
Come on!
No way! This is crazy!
She's putting herself out there. Oh boy. Oh shit. He's here. There's a crack in his helmet. Damn. That was a pretty good hit. Not good enough. So they introduce Iron Man by fighting Hydra. And now we're introducing Thor fighting four supervillains, essentially.
Have you no honor? Not even a little. Then you should be familiar with attacking a foe from behind.
Exactly. That's like the hammer's gonna come back and hit him.
I'm Jane. Jane Foster.
Interesting. Okay. You'll see her again. What the hell? Holy crap. Jesus. Like ants compared to them. Interesting. This makes more sense. This makes more sense now.
Belongs to its rightful lord.
He's like, should I eat? Yeah.
I would join you in battle, but I am sworn to forever protect the Bifrost Bridge. Worry not, Hagrid.
Oh. I say, what can you do? Well, let's see. Wow. He actually did some damage. They're actually, okay, they're actually fighting back without Thor's help yet. Damn. It's just not fair, you know what I'm saying? It's not fair. There you go. Damn. About to say what? Okay. He's here. Don't worry. Don't you worry. That's cool. That is cool. Get out of here. Throw him. Oh, shit. He just dropped the building on him. Holy fuck. That's a little negative. Oh, he thinks not. Oh! Yeah. About to say. Oh, shit. As soon as he gets out of the ice, he's thrown. Oh, he's gonna get eaten. Oh! That has to hurt. Well, of course he had to come home. You're fucking attacking Asgard. You're an asshole.
You've had this coming for a long time, of course. You and Odin deserve what's coming. I do not wish to fight you, Loki. Once we were brothers. You made your choice, Thor.
What choice?
Always the dutiful son. You chose to remain blind to Odin's lies.
Okay.
And for that choice,
By the power of Grayskull! Get him. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
you never could. You must change.
Oh! You hear that? Oh, the breaking or whatever? Ugh.
Oh, brother, you have much to answer for.
Okay.
To try to usurp your own father. You are not my father. Look at you. You leave me no choice, Loki.
I recognize the voice actor.
Vanish to the Isle of
Clancy
Silence,
Brown.
when no one will have to suffer your lies.
It's silent.
I must attend to Midgard. You need to be here. Asgard's your responsibility, not Midgard. Balder tells me the humans are more capable than you give them credit for.
Yeah, some are,
You saw
but not all.
the human Jane Foster. And of course, you were watching me. I choose Earth.
Damn. Okay.
You
What?
are in great danger. They threaten your very existence. I have seen it. Asgardians
Okay.
to wage war on the Christians. Even now,
New York City tomorrow morning on board a Stark Industries freighter. Bring it to me.
you got it, boss.
What? Oh. Oh, okay, okay. Damn.
The docks, they're under attack. Thor, they need
Oh.
Fear not,
It's the way to get him over there.
I will save them.
Okay. Now we're seeing the different perspectives of how they get in there and all that. Okay.
And I have discovered the reason he neglects Asgard.
Tell me.
It is possible that he stays on Midgard because a mortal has caught his eye. A mortal
Yeah.
called Jane Foster.
He was, God, he's, all this manipulation, all this stuff he was doing.
all transpires as you planned. Neither Thor nor Odin is aware of what is happening.
What?
Of course they're not.
And it's gonna cut right here, I'm guessing. Yep. there you have it, guys. Thor the Mighty, the second episode of Avengers: Earth's Mightiest Heroes. Really enjoyed this episode. What I liked about it is how it was structured, in a sense of that we saw Thor take on these 4 supervillains, and then he goes to Asgard, and he defends against the Frost Giants, led by Loki. And then, of course, we see Loki taken in front of Odin. He gets sent off into this place. I'm not exactly sure what it was. They might have named it, but I might have missed it. But he's taking this place where he can't speak, and he's just there, and it's all, like, it's weird. It's like it's all black and white, or, like, you know, the color tone is very different. And so all that happens or whatever. And then it goes back, and then you see within the 4th segment or whatever, essentially, because it was kind of broke up into like 4 little sections where things were happening in different areas in time. We saw from the perspective of before, and then it ends towards at the end after everything had already happened, where Loki set all this stuff up, where he gets all the Frost Giants together. It's like, they're coming after us. Odin is putting all these, you know, forces together. They're coming for you. And then he's like, well, what about your brother? What about Thor? Like, what are you going to do with Thor? Like, let me worry about that. Okay. So he goes into this whole thing where he dresses up. He pretends to be the leader from Hulk. Like, what? Like, that is a fucking great villain. And I thought it was actually the leader, but it's Loki pretending to be the leader. And you see the 4 villains before the beginning of the episode, where they are there on the docks and going after this tech from Stark Industries. And they make a point too, because in the first episode with Iron Man is Born or whatever, they make a mention that Stark doesn't build weapons anymore. Okay, he stopped working with S.H.I.E.L.D., he's not making weapons, but they made a point to mention that, saying, well, he doesn't make weapons anymore, but he still makes some pretty cool stuff, like stuff they can actually use for evil. So we see them, and they get this intel from leader Loki, and that's how we have Thor go over there, because then Enchantress pretends to be some woman on a balcony, like, it's horrible people at the docks. Like, how would you know when you're all the way out here in the city? But regardless, Thor goes and, you know, stops it, and then that's when the first beginning of the episode, and that's how everything transpires. Because I guess Loki thought that Thor would be busy enough fighting these villains in order to not go to Asgard for help, even though Heimdall says, you're needed. Asgard is under siege. So I guess Loki didn't think that through. But I really enjoyed this episode in terms of the action and the kind of setup, and especially the fact that we get introduced to these 2 EMT workers in the ambulance working. I think they're is it EMT? Is that the correct job title? Regardless, they're on their way, and there's like I think it's like Code Blue or something, it's supervillains. And so even though Jane, it turns out to be Jane, I'm like, I was thinking maybe is that Jane Foster, but I'm not sure. Maybe it's just somebody they're just showcasing that it's going to tie in later to the story. And it kind of did, but she goes out there, and the other guy in the vehicle, he won't get out. He's like, I'm not going out there, because there's 4 supervillains taking out cops left and right. She goes out there on her own, no powers, in order to assist people. Like, that's her job, and she's here to help, and she's not going to, you know, be a scaredy cat and stay away. So Thor recognizes that, and she's like, well, this is what I do, you know? And then he admires the fact that she did that. And she said, I'm Jane Foster. I'm like, this is it. Tying this in. Because in the first episode of Iron Man is Born, Pepper Potts is already established. Well, we get introduced to her, but she's already established within Tony's world. So with this Thor, they're introducing Jane within the first episode of he's introduced. I like the design of Asgard. I really did. And I like the design of the Frost Giants, because they really were menacing. They took out a lot. They took out a lot of people. Destruction. And some other people got actual hits on them, or actually hurting them before Thor showed up. But Thor wiped the table with them pretty much for the most part. But he was getting some pretty good hits on him from the Frost Giants. So it wasn't like a one-sided fight where everybody's getting destroyed by the Frost Giants. They had some people helping in the mix in terms of that, because Lady Sif and others were there to help. But when Thor came up, it was like kind of even, but Thor was pretty much taking them on, and then Loki. So what I like about Loki is that he doesn't, the voice and the design remind me of bits and pieces, of course, of Tom Hiddleston's Loki from the MCU, but also it seems like it's more in tune with the comics, which is a lot of you guys were saying that there's some slight MCU thing, but of course the show that replaced this show after 2 seasons of this show. That's more of a direct MCU kind of ish show, but this is more in tune with the comics, which I agree. It feels more like the comics than the actual MCU. But I like the fact that Loki was able to actually fight Thor one-on-one. Because throughout different iterations of the comics, Loki, has either went toe-to-toe with Thor, and other times not so much, like he's not able to. In this instance, he was actually doing some pretty good damage on Thor, and then, of course, Odin sends him away. But with that final segment where we see these flashbacks where Loki's putting all it together, he went in as Baldur, is that how you pronounce his name? Who we saw within the fight against the Frost Giants, but it was Loki pretending to be him, saying, I feel like Thor, he's going to Midgard, Earth, because of a woman. A human has caught his eye, Jane Foster. So putting in that thing in Odin's head where Thor needs to be here when he goes to, I think it's called, what is it called? Something sleep. I forget what it's called. But he needs to go into it once a year to regain his power to protect Asgard. And Thor's like, well, everyone else will be here. I'm going to be on Midgard, Earth, and unless there's another threat, I'll come back. It's like, no, Thor, you're needed here. He's like, no. He's like, because if there's a threat, I will be here, but I'm going to be on Earth because there are more supervillains. There are more powerful people that are showing up on Earth that they can't handle. Now, a point was made by Odin saying, well, you're not taking into account that, the Earth people can actually handle themselves more than you think. And I'm not sure if Odin is directly referencing other Avengers or if he's just referencing the fact that heroes will rise to fight against that. And kind of right, because we got Iron Man, we know Captain America, we know that there's other characters, Black Panther, they're going to be showing up in this show. So the Avengers is slowly coming together. But what I like is that they're slowly introducing, with Iron Man, his own world, what he was dealing with. He fought Hydra the first episode, and then we got to see some more S.H.I.E.L.D. stuff with Nick Fury. But with this, for Thor, we get introduced to, of course, a bunch of characters within his world, him meeting Jane Foster, fighting some supervillains, and Asgard and Loki. Like, there's a lot of just like, here you go, And this is what I like about this show so far, is that with these 2 different episodes, we got to see a huge variety, I'm guessing, of what we're going to be seeing going forward in terms of characters, in terms of potential storylines. There's a lot to look forward to. And the fact is that Loki made that threat, that they don't know what's coming. That tells me that we're going to be seeing more of Loki, and that there's some big threat that maybe is going to affect all of the Avengers, or maybe just Asgard, where Thor has to go at some point, and that's going to affect the storyline with the Avengers, something. But I'm liking what they're doing so far, and I'm really excited to see where we go with the next episode. So what did you guys think of this episode of Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes? Whatever thoughts you had, let me know in the comment section below, guys. I will talk to you guys soon. Peace out.